That is an interesting visual there. I've kind of, I've created this, I've staggered my lenses so I can look at different, you can actually see, that's a shade 5, that's a shade 9, this is the 14 together, you can see them. So it's interesting, we're getting close. Another thing I've learned is that it seems the closer we get to the solstice, the later it is in the day for me. So I started, like, you know, say I started collecting marks, for example, at 8 o'clock one day. 2 weeks from then, closer to the solstice, to get the same mark on the road again, I'd need to be here like 20 minutes later, or even 30 minutes later, to get the same mark across my road. Oh, this low cloud has got to move. I see blue skies over here, and this whole cloud's like slowly crawling over here. And the sun is just about to where I need to make my mark, and so it's a question of, can this, I think there's a higher layer of clouds, but I don't think that'll be a problem. It's this lower layer that's making it so I can't see. But if this big cloud will just move, I might be able to get my mark. This is just awful. It's like the clouds move at different speeds at different heights, it seems, or maybe that's just because they're at different levels of height. But so, like, you got this one big cloud, and then you got one above it that moves faster, and then you got one up really high that moves slower, and they just keep blocking the sun. It's like a perfect path. I'm sure I've probably, it's going to be close. I think it might finally blow over here in another 5 minutes. But this, I just wanted to say, you know, this is, I took a chance doing it this way, you know, recording on the road like this. I mean, I'm not being as diligent as I could be. Like, you don't have to have such a small area where you've only got a small window of time to wait for the sun and the shadow to cross the path. I could be more diligent about this. It's hard with the work schedule and whatnot, but if I wanted to be diligent, here comes a car, about this, then I could take a day off from work and record all day. And then you wouldn't have to wait for a specific time frame. You could record all day, and, you know, you'd have a lot more opportunity to get data around these clouds. So I took a chance with the small road here. I guess I might try, there's another road that goes like this, so I might try and get out there. I've never confirmed exactly what time the shadow crosses that road, but it's somewhere around lunchtime, so I might try and, if I do miss it today, I might try and hit that up. But this cloud is just, one moves out of the way and another one comes in, and that just looks like the sun's over here now, so the shadow's going to be off the road, I think. We'll see. Ugh, bummer, man. It's kind of frustrating. Anyway, I'm going to put the camera down in case the clouds do open up and I can get maybe one mark as it's leaving the road. Oh my, well, that was not easy, but I think we've got some data to compare with tomorrow if we get sun again tomorrow. But let me explain how this worked. So that cloud got out of the way kind of in the nick of time, and I was able to collect half of the road's worth of data. So then I put a flag in the ground and I pulled twine. To be very careful doing this. I pulled it down, and then when I was sure no trucks were coming, I ran over and plopped it down so I could see where this straight line pattern went. And I just made the line for myself so I have a spot now down here where the other blue flag is to compare with tomorrow. So I have a line of data to compare with, because if you look at my previous videos, when I had other data here, it was pretty straight as well. And here I've got these white flags to show the last, so there were 2 days This mark here was the first day, this was the second, and so this flag was from the second day. I'll have to check the dates when we go back and analyze what everyone's got. I did pull a rope, another piece of twine, to see what the distance was between this flag and the white one. So I'll be able to figure out how much movement there was. I know what day I collected that day and what day I collected this day, so I'll be able to find out how much movement there was roughly in that period of time. But just wanted to tell you again, I was in a rush and desperate fighting clouds, but where this line, where you see this double line here, is where I kind of made the rest of it. And you can see how straight that was with twine. But the rest of these points were pretty good. There was one point where I got a little desperate and I didn't know if I'd get any more clouds, so I just really quickly scrambled to get a point, and that was this one right here, and I kind of crossed it out because it wasn't I don't think it was a very good point. I was just in a rush and a scramble, but these other points were good. The sun came out and I was able to get them, so we'll see. Maybe tomorrow I'll have something to compare with. Okay, and at some point when all the dust settles, I know a lot of other people are sharing their results out there, so I'll come out with a summary video kind of reporting everyone's findings and maybe presenting a little analysis. So until next time, shalom, and may Abba bless you as you continually seek out His truth and love with a pure heart.